What's up, everybody? It's former two-time Cruiserweight World Champion and USBA Heavyweight Champion, Steve, USS Cunningham. And I'm rocking with Lady Chan, all right? Holla.
Hey, guys. Well. Tank Davis KOs, sleeps. I'ma put you to bed. Frank Martin in the 8th round. The 8th round, his soul lifted booties. And so my prediction was this. Stand by.
I don't believe ya. Don't get me right, don't get me eager. Put you in the water, don't we beaver. Detect your neck, protect your neck. 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 You a black sheep, I call you barber. 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 Detect your neck, protect your neck. 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 You a black sheep, I call you barber. 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 You a black sheep, I call you.
Yeah, Tank got him out of there in round 8. So let me just give you the quick little thoughts. I've had a couple of days to let it marinate. I have re-watched the fight as well. Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis did what we knew he was going to do. To be honest, you know, it was a prediction that many should have predicted. Southpaw to southpaw, Frank Martin got gifted. Kind of way he scraped a bit of a decision a fight ago. Before that, I forget the name of who the geezer was. I'm not massively like high on Frank Martin at all, but I'm not down in the dumps about him. I think the kid showed a lot of athleticism. You know, he can move. He's got them feet. He's a natural athlete. He's got some pop. He's 5'8". And listen, when I was telling you guys about him looking way too drained, I think the dehydration was in the booties. It was a Mumra booties. It was an Egyptian on them sand dunes and the pyramids. That's how dry he was. It was a cactus booties. I know the IBF, they put in these rules and they've got their rules, but the WBA are implementing, but they just implemented it. Not for this fight because it fell under the jurisdiction that this fight was called to happen and mandated to happen before the rule changes, in which they was going to do like £10 hydration clause. But I don't know. I heard that Frank Martin he wasn't allowed to rehydrate until 9 p.m. on the day of the weigh-in. So that was, you know, after the weigh-in, hours and hours, and, you know, everybody else can, you know, rehydrate, but he wasn't allowed to do so. But I don't know how true that was, but that's what I'd heard. So southpaw to southpaw. I knew that Frank Martin was going to come out, do what he's got to do, and then he was going to get stopped. So he comes out and he uses his athleticism to, you know, stick and move and just be. And he was countering Tank. Tank was just basically relentless pressure, relentless, stalking him. Wherever Frank went, Tank went. He became Frank's shadow, basically. So I was like, oh, I get what the game plan is. It's just relentless pressure and just to break down the psyche of Frank Martin. And basically it worked. Frank was hitting Tank with some nice shots, you know, coming out of the southpaw stance, catching Tank while he was on his way out, and moving out of dodge. And Tank started to get frustrated because the first round Tank didn't do anything. The second round, you know, Frank Martin looked like, oh, he's doing well, Tank. You know, he'd be losing on the card until he scores that knockout, so we knew. Third round, you know, Tank's up in the ante just a little bit, but, you know, Frank Martin's still moving, hitting Tank and moving. Tank's getting frustrated. Oh, by the 4th round, Tank was like, okay, homie, like, you're gonna have to see me now. So Tank starts to open up and starts to basically mentally pressure Martin, and literally starts to unload on some shots. He misses at one point, I forget what round it is, with the left uppercut, And if that left uppercut, which it effectively did in the end, have caught him there and then, Martin would have been good night, Irene. Irene would have left the building. So, so Tank starts to, you know, tuck him in, basically. Shots to the body. This is what relentless shots to the body. Martin goes back to the corner and then like, are you alright? Is anything bothering you? Derek James is saying, he's like, I know, but he's like, you're doing well. And he was just like, basically, them body shots they're getting to me. So Tank still unleashes with hooks to the body, you know, some to the dome. Even Martin complains that Tank's getting in behind his head. But this is now the unraveling of Martin, basically. Because you turned around. What's Tank supposed to do? If you turn around, he was going to hit you at the side of your head now. Martin did the cardinal sin, which I kept saying when I was calling it live. Get off them ropes. Do not stay on them ropes. Do not be in the corner on them turnbuckles. Don't be on them ropes. From the 4th round, 5th round, he was on them ropes, honey. That's what I said when he went back to his corner. And James was like, stay off the ropes. Stay off the ropes. He didn't listen. He didn't. And because of those body shots, he just basically got slowed all the way down. And that is exactly what Tank needed. Pushed him back, started just to unload. You could see Frank Martin just didn't have any answers. He was like basically getting tired. The body shots are taking all the air out of the wind out of his sails. You could see in his face the sense of urgency. I don't know what to do. It was a bit of panic because Tank was just coming and coming and coming. Shots to the body, shots to the body, shots upstairs, shots to the body, shots to the body. And Frank managed some roughhouse tactics, you know, pushing Tank away because he is 5'8", Tank's 5'5", and that worked for a little minute, but not for long. He just got mentally and physically fatigued, and whoop! Before you knew it, listen, all the rounds that Tank was losing, Tank started to gain pace. So probably by the time it was the stoppage, Tank was probably up. Tank was probably up by two rounds. Yeah, probably up by 2 rounds, I would say. And it got to round 8, and Tank knew the same left uppercut. He threw that. He pushed Martin back into the turn. Like I said, the same left uppercut attempt from earlier, a few rounds earlier. He came in, pushed him back, caught him with the left uppercut. Martin was stunned. Tank just came in and finished him with a devastating left hook to the dome. And Tank was out. And Frank was out for the count. The ref just counted him. He didn't make it. He didn't make the count. I knew he wasn't making it. As soon as I saw that punch, I was like, no, it's done. It's done and it's dusted. Out of this world. Frank Martin had good speed. Frank Martin's got good athleticism. Frank Martin had good defense, for real. Kept his hands tucked up, like, make sure when he punched, he returned his hand right back to his chin. And Tank was just stalking, though, with that face high guard, stalking. Tank is very good at setting these traps. He's got a very good ring IQ. He's really got good boxing skills, but he hasn't fought nobody. I'm just keeping it a buck. He hasn't fought anybody. So, you know, sometimes with all these knockouts, they're great to watch. I think it's great to watch Tank. But, let's keep it in context. I want to see him step up. I don't care about this Lomachenko thing. Loma's a champion now. But Tank, you didn't want to fight him at all. And now that you've seen him being beat by Teofimo Lopez, by Devin Haney, and he beat Cambosos, that made him look, you know, a little more mortal now. Now you're like, oh, okay. So I don't really respect that and rate that with Tank Davis. Does he bring all the stars out? Yes. Does he put bums on seats? For sure. But would we like him to step up? Yes, because we really want to see where do we place you in this lightweight division, to be honest. I don't know where to place him. He loses every round until he gets the knockout. What happens if he can't ever get the knockout? Will he still outbox? I mean, there's some people where you could say that with Isak Cruz. But, I mean, there's going to be some lads that you're just not going to be able to knock out. And you're not going to be able to outbox. So we're gonna have to see where his skill level really lies. Don't get me wrong, he's a good boxer. I enjoy watching his fights when they're on. You know, it was £20 for this card with the David Benavidez as the co-main. So I mean, $19.99 in the UK. That's about $25. So you know, I can't really complain. Usually Tank's fights are about £15, £12, which is about $15 to $18. So you know, it was just a little bit more because of David Benavidez. But yes, for sure, it was a good fight. Tank bring out everybody. I'm sure everybody had a nice night out. And you do when, you know, you come to see Tank Davis, you know, you want to see knockouts, you're definitely going to see a knockout. But you want to see level of opponent knocked out, probably not. Some of the casuals, you don't care. You just want to see the guy knock someone out. And I get it, I got it. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that from you to me, from me to you. You did, Rodders. You did. On in a couple of hours. A few hours for the weekly wrap-up show tonight. 10 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. Okay, anyway, I'm gone. Tank Davis demolishes and puts to sleep Frank Martin in the 8th round. Congratulations to Gervonta Tank Davis. Commiserations to Frank the Ghost Martin. He was really a ghost, like I said he was going to be ghosted. Anyway, I'm gone. Here you go, listen to the Shan rap nonetheless. Come box with Shan. Yeah. Wow, the ghost has left the boot in. Yeah.